Hello and welcome to this episode of the Handshake. My name is Amal Chowdhury and today we will be talking about how China is using debt trap policy. China is now going to occupy Kenya's immensely profitable Mombasa port. Beijing had lent huge amounts for the development of Kenya's railway network, which the African nation is not in a position to repay. Not only this, the inland container depot in Nairobi is also under threat of a Chinese takeover. We must remember that the modus operandi is the same as was in Sri Lanka, when Colombo had to hand over the port of Hambantota to China on a 99-year lease due to non-payment of Chinese borrowings. China had lent 550 billion Kenyan shillings for construction of Kenya's standard gauge railway project. It is not fetching enough revenue and has lost 10 billion Kenyan shillings in the first year itself. China is going to acquire not only that project but also the Mombasa port to make up for the deficit. The Auditor General of Kenya says that a one-sided agreement was reached with the Exim Bank of China, and even the arbitration of this agreement can only take place in China. Significantly, all the SGR receipts still go to the escrow account as per the unequal agreement favoring China. The most dangerous clause in this agreement is the Kenyan government has guaranteed a minimum occupation in the railway project to China. This is now leading to a situation of Kenya losing possession of its important public assets. In fact, if we see it carefully, the whole Belt and Road Initiative, that is the BRI, that was rolled out by China is actually proving to be a part of its debt trap policy. Significantly, BRI was being called a major infrastructure initiative, which by developing roads, railway and sea routes would make the movement of goods between different countries easier and cheaper, thereby promoting international trade. China is trying to make the world embrace the argument that the BRI project will prove useful to developing countries in enhancing mutual trade, economic relations and connectivity. While explaining the benefits of BRI, efforts are being made in public discourse to hide its political, economic and geopolitical implication and threats. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, that is the CPEC, is said to be the first project of BRI. Pakistan's experience should be considered as a guide for the future. 4 years ago, the then Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif, had said that CPEC would prove to be a game changer for Pakistan and South Asia. But the way Pakistan has sunk into debt after 4 years shows that that is not the case. Further, the growth there has come down from 5.8% in 2017-18 to 3.4% in 2018-19 to a projected 2.7% now. With the worsening economic condition of Pakistan, nobody in that nation is now calling CPC a game changer. Due to the high cost of infrastructure, projects being built by China and Pakistan, the debt burden is increasing to the unbearable levels, and so is the repayment pressure on Pakistan. And the benefits from these infrastructure projects are very meager and uncertain. Therefore, Pakistan is not very optimistic about CPC anymore. It has to be understood that the World Bank also has many apprehensions about the BRI initiative. This has been discussed in detail in several World Bank reports, but so far there is a lack of concentrated effort by international financial institutions to take over BRI projects. All kinds of contradictions of China and the clear expansionist policy of that nation can become an obstacle in solving these problems. Time will tell whether China will come out of its monopolist policy and make elaborate efforts to push BRI through global forums. If China doesn't mend its ways, it will create obstacles to its own plans. But whatever the case may be, the fact is today around 10 countries have been trapped in China's debt trap diplomacy through BRI. So this is it from this episode of The Handshake. For more such videos, keep watching MyNation.